Everyone focuses on money for a happy retirement. They're wrong. Let's talk about the 5 unexpected things that you actually need. What got me thinking about this topic was my mother. She turned 83 last year, and there were so many times throughout the year when I had thought to myself, gosh, she is really doing so much better this year. She just seems to have found her new groove. There was a time after my father passed away when she wasn't comfortable making decisions on her own. She at times seemed a bit depressed, but like none of that applies anymore. And it really made me question, well, what changed? I think the first big change happened when she found a new purpose. Having a purpose, that's our first unexpected essential. So my father, he was a paraplegic from an airplane accident when I was quite young. And while he was the type of person that he really didn't let much stop him, Mom still helped him a good deal. And then when he was no longer there, she just didn't have anyone to spend her days caring for anymore. Fortunately, my sister owns a cute little cafe, and it's only about a block from her house. Over time, Mom has really found her way, just her own way to contribute there. Purpose really does matter because it shapes our days. And when work ends, that built-in structure, the responsibility, the sense of being needed, that often it just disappears overnight. So when you don't have something meaningful to wake up to, your days can feel long or empty, repetitive, and that's when people start to feel lost or low. Studies consistently show that people who feel a sense of purpose and belonging, they live longer, they experience depression less, and they even have better cognitive health as they age. And purpose, it doesn't have to be something big. It just has to matter to you. What changed for my mom wasn't her circumstances. It was that she mattered again, and she felt that in a very tangible way. If you've been struggling or feeling a bit lost or wondering what your purpose is these days, I do have a guide, my core values and inner purpose guide. It would be a helpful resource for you. And there's a link to this in the description to the video. Now, the second essential is community. Working at the cafe each day also connected my mother to community that regularly frequents there. She has found some new friends now. She really enjoys these connections. As human beings, we are wired for connection. Loneliness, it's been shown to be just as harmful as to our long-term health as smoking or obesity. When you hit retirement, your social circles often can tend to shrink if you're not really intentional about creating new ones. For my mom, the cafe, it wasn't just about helping there. It gave her people who noticed her, who talked with her when she was there, and really expected her to show up. And that sense of belonging, it's incredibly powerful. The third unexpected essential is positivity. I noticed that my mom made a conscious decision, and she told me this too, to work on being more positive. So these days, she's a lot more likely to be looking on the bright side of things. And I know that really has changed how happy she feels in her day-to-day life. There's actually some really fascinating research on people who remain healthy well into their 80s and 90s. And I find it really heartening to know that one of the strongest predictors isn't your genetics or how much income you have, it's your attitude. People who hold more positive views about aging, they live longer, they maintain better physical as well as cognitive health. So in other words, how you think about your life, it really deeply impacts how you experience it. So if you find yourself struggling in this area, well, how do you get to be more positive? I do think that positivity, like anything, it gets better with practice. I consider myself to be a pretty positive person, but I do practice it every day still by using these seasonal journals that I created. There is a section in here about turning negative thoughts into positive ones. I use this every day. I also have highlighted a few affirmations in here that I want to reinforce, and I take the time to say those every morning. And then at night, I write down what I'm grateful for, as well as jotting down my little wins, what brought me joy that day, and what I noticed that was beautiful. Positivity, it's not about pretending that everything's great. I really think it's more about training your brain to notice what is working and what's beautiful around you and what you're capable of, even on the hard days. And I do feel like over time, just taking this few minutes in the morning and in the evening, it's really helped me in this regard. The fourth unexpected essential is feeling awe. Circling back to my mom, I noticed how often she allows herself to feel a sense of awe. It's really not infrequent these days when I'm out taking a walk and I'm talking to my mother on the phone. I might mention something like how beautiful the sky looks, maybe it's such a gorgeous blue this morning. And invariably, she'll tell me how she too took the time to sit back and really soak in the beautiful colors of the sunrise that day. We've talked a lot about how much these little moments of just noticing natural beauty or how incredible something is, it really helps you feel good inside. Awe pulls us out of our worries, and it reminds us that we're part of something bigger. The studies have actually shown that experiencing awe regularly reduces stress, it increases generosity, and it improves your overall well-being. And that's actually why appreciation and awe are built into the smart living framework inside my Lifestyle Redesign for Retired Women course. If you'd like to find out more about this course, you can find a link to the course in the description for the video here. The fifth unexpected essential I've learned from her is resilience. She pushes herself to move and do things, even when her body hurts and when she doesn't feel like it. As we get older, our bodies are bound to challenge us more and more. But the problem is if we stop using them, we lose the use of them. Our muscles begin to atrophy, our flexibility diminishes, and before long, you can't do near what you could have had you just kept everything moving. Sometimes it seems like some people simply have more willpower than others, but the research actually shows that this too can be cultivated with practice. And one way you can do this is by choosing to do hard things every day. When we do hard things on purpose, we strengthen the part of our brain that's responsible for self-control and resilience. And the more often we choose discomfort in small ways, the easier it becomes to keep choosing it even when it really matters. This really doesn't have to be all that hard. You just have to do things that you really just don't want to do. I often turn my shower to cold for the last 60 seconds. I actually started with 10 seconds. That was all I could stand. I stand on one foot every day while I'm brushing my teeth to keep my balance. And sometimes to make it hard, I close my eyes while I'm doing that. There's just tons of little things that you can do to push yourself every day to keep using your body. Really, none of this is about being truly hard on yourself. Rather, it's about staying capable and confident and independent for as long as you possibly can. A happy retirement, it's not accidental. It's created one small intentional choice at a time. Money does matter, of course, but purpose, connection, positivity, awe, and resilience are what actually make life worth living once the working years end. If you're nearing retirement, or if you're already there and you're wondering how to design this next chapter with intention, that's exactly why I do the work I do. You deserve a life that feels meaningful, vibrant, and deeply satisfying to you, not just fine. And the beautiful thing, it's never too late to begin. Thanks for being here today.